Any attempt to start a business or a brand should begin by you asking yourself if it makes sense to start that business in the first place.
When you become an influencer, it gives you the edge that separates you from the competition. The GIP initiative, the Global Influencers Partners Program, is designed to expose you to over 5 billion potential consumers across the world. When you are a rising star in business and you need visibility, reach, impact, client conversion, and cash flow optimization, positioning yourself to become a global influencer may be the ideal tool that you need in your arsenal to win in business. I encourage you to join the GIP initiative and position your business to build confidence, trust, and credibility and cash flow optimize the fastest.
You see, you want to know that your business model will allow you to make impact with the ideal client. And you want to know that your business model is going to position you to make a massive amount of monies. But the only way to know this is by conducting what we have developed, and that is the ideal client stress test. Why the ideal client stress test ladder really helps you to understand 6 basic concepts that allows you to predetermine the viability of the market. It helps you to predetermine if it makes sense to start business in the first place. One of the first things that we begin to look at on the ideal client stress test ladder is how to establish brand relevance. And we go through a number of different things that is important for you to consider. Look back at the previous broadcast and you will see those things that I have introduced. We've also looked at market viability. And under this heading, we have covered a number of areas. We have looked at market viability in the context of market size, market viability in the context of market density, market viability in the context of market dispersion, and we have begun to do a journey on market viability in the context of the SWOT analysis. Now, as we look at the SWOT analysis, we develop a series on strengths that you want to adopt. So once you establish that the market is viable, you now want to establish strengths that is going to give you a competitive advantage in business. And I want you to look back at the last series of podcasts and you will get the details of what I'm talking about. Today, what I want us to do is to continue to expand on that conversation. So we're going to be talking about market viability in the context of the SWOT analysis. We have exhausted, to some extent, weaknesses in the SWOT. Today, I want us to look at weaknesses in the SWOT. My apology. We have actually exhausted strengths in the SWOT. Today, what I want us to do is to do a deep dive into weaknesses in the SWOT analysis that you need to avoid. In starting a business and in attempting to scale a business, some of the things that we are seeing is what we call corporate weaknesses. And those corporate weaknesses you want to avoid because the market may be viable. But when you have these weaknesses, it's going to undermine the potential of your business to achieve the objective, impact with the ideal client, and cash flow optimization. And let us go through step by step some of these weaknesses. One of the weaknesses that we see is that you establish the business in a poor location. And today we're going to spend some time going into this to ensure that you understand how the negative impact of poor location. Some of the weaknesses that we also see, many businesses are starting with, is that you have limited resources. When we speak of resources, we are speaking about human, technical, and capital resources. And these are not things that you should be weaken. If you weaken this, again, it's going to undermine the potential of that business to make impact with the ideal client and achieve financial optimization. Lack of innovation is another corporate weaknesses that you need to strive your best to avoid. And in previous broadcasts, I have given you a number of technical approaches that you can use to innovate products, to innovate ideas, to differentiate yourself from the market so you can stand out in the eyes of innovation. High employee turnover is another factor that can undermine your your business. This is a weak position to be in. Now, to fix this problem is not necessarily a walk in the park. It requires the right thinking, the right strategies, the right systems to make this happen. A right corporate culture, a strong corporate culture can address these issues. Over a period of time, I will go deeper into all of this. Last but not least, weak brand image. A weak brand image will also compromise the business achieving its business objective. So these are corporate weaknesses to avoid. Today, I want us to spend some time going deep into negative impact of poor location. What happens when you have your business situated at a place where it is not conducive to business? Several things happen. One, you get low organic visibility. This is like you are the greatest kept secret. You have a strong brand that is designed to make impact with the ideal client, that is designed to position you to cash flow optimize, but because of location, you have low organic visibility. Think about that. We see this happen a whole lot. Something else that happens is that you have low organic visibility, but now you also have low organic site visit. All right. Low organic site visit by the ideal client. Because if the ideal client doesn't know enough about you, all right, they don't have the incentive, the reason, the information to give a site visit. And when that is so, something else happens. You have low organic sales turnover. Low organic sales turnover is going to affect the business. There are ways in which you could manage this, but you have to now start thinking about high budgetary allocation to increase visibility and sales. And we will go deeper into it as we go into today's program. The question that I really want to ask, however, does location really matters in the eyes of technology? Is poor location a disadvantage? Can it be leveraged as your competitive advantage? So I really want you to think about this. And I'm going to repeat this question. Does location really matters in the eyes of technology? Is poor location a disadvantage? Can it be leveraged as your competitive advantage? So I want you to think about this as we go into today's program. Now, let's begin to examine low organic visibility. What exactly does it mean? You know, I could recall many years ago as I started the Toastmasters Club, I was working on my speaking skills, my leadership skills. And one of the things that we often talk about is that Toastmaster is a great institution because it really forces you to think on your feet, and it really enhances your leadership skills and your communication skills. But it is one of the best kept secret. Now, in doing your business, the possibility exists that your business can be a very unique brand that can touch and transform the lives of people all around you. But a poor location can significantly undermine the visibility of your brand, can significantly undermine the impact that you can achieve, can significantly undermine the potential of that business to cash flow. So low organic visibility is going to say to you that several things, but let us go into this a little bit more. In spite of the fact that being at a poor location may have its negative connotation, it's important to recognize that this is the age of technology, and we still have what I call self-imposed restricted visibility. In other words, what I'm saying to you is that with the development of technology, when technology is used in the right way, being in a poor location should never undermine the potential of your business to make money. It should never undermine the potential of your business to make impact with the ideal client because of the fact that you have technology and it could be leveraged in so many ways to your advantage. But here is where we talk about that concept, adopting relevant technological to your organization that's going to help to give you that technological competitive advantage. And these are important concepts that you want to hold very close and dear to your heart. The inability to do this is going to leave you exposed and vulnerable to just being in that poor location. Being in a poor location means several things. limited and poor pedestrian traffic, limited and poor vehicle traffic, limited and poor pedal cyclist traffic. In the eyes of technology, does all of that matter? I want to say for many rising stars in business, it do matter, because many rising stars in business are still not able to adopt relevant technology to the organization by which it can now be leveraged to their advantage. And as I go deeper into today's program, I will really explain how adopting the right technology and what is that right technology that you can adopt to help you to attain your competitive advantage. And it can help you to differentiate yourself and really optimize impact and client conversion, impact and sales optimization. Several other things happen with poor location. You have low organic site visit by the ideal client. But what exactly does this mean? It means that when you have poor or low organic site visits by the ideal client and you're serious about doing business, there are several things that you would need to do about this. You have to hire a client conversion specialist. And a client conversion specialist begins by helping you to identify who is the ideal client. It begins by helping you to identify strategic approaches to attract the ideal client to that location, in spite of the fact that it may be situated at a non-strategic point. I have seen advertising and marketing change the perception of being at a poor location. There are many examples that I can share with you. So when you have the right client conversion specialist on your side, you're now able to push the boundaries of what is social norms and create circumstances that is best suited to you. But it doesn't change the fact that you have to hire the specialist to achieve the end results. So the client conversion specialists, they will really help you to dig in deep into who is the ideal client. They will help you to understand how to deploy demographic data, how to deploy psychographic data, and how to deploy these factors to achieve impact with the ideal client. Now, once this is done, you have to now hire the advertising copywriter specialist. And I want to put emphasis on hiring the advertising copywriter specialist, because this is not just hiring someone to write the script. All right. This is about hiring someone that understands cultural anthropology, even at the basic level, and understand the importance of the buyer data markers of the ideal client, because it is by understanding the buyer data marker of the ideal client and being able to incorporate this information into the advertising copywriting content is what's going to help the advertising to achieve its objective. So I'm saying to you that speculation has to be taken out of the whole equation here, and you need the subject matter expert that understand your ideal client, that understand advertising copywriting, can incorporate these things for it to have maximum effect in helping you to achieve the business objective. You want to achieve impact with the ideal client. You want to achieve cash flow optimization, and it's not going to happen by accident. You need to have the intelligence and go about this in a highly intelligent manner. You need to hire graphic designers, because graphic designers are who are going to be helping you to tell your story, to create that compelling story. Again, the graphic designer are not just people who are putting text together and putting images together and colors together. The graphic designer also should be even at the basic level, understanding cultural anthropology and understanding the buyer data markers of the ideal client, and knowing how to incorporate all of this into the graphic design so as to help you to achieve the impact, to command attention, pique interest, arouse desire, move the client into action, allowing you to make impact and convert the client into exciting consumers. Again, this is not going to be achieved by accident. It has to be an intentional design. Your videographer also has to fall into this category, because it is doing design with intention. So to do it with intention, you need to have the knowledge of what you're doing, knowledge of multiple things to help you to achieve your objective. And I want to put some emphasis here. One of the things that we have seen is that very often your advertising copywriter produce the ad and air the ad, and very often you're saying to yourself, I'm airing the ad, but I'm not getting the results that I want. Have you ever paused to think about everything that I'm talking about? To get optimal results, the entire design has to be designed in such a way to create impact with the ideal client. But if you don't understand the biodata markers of the ideal client, you're going to struggle to create the impact. And if you're struggling to create the impact, it's going to undermine the objective that you want to achieve.
The right career choice will give you and your loved ones security now and the future. The best careers at lower tuition fees. Next generation job security. Six-figure income security. Financial independence and a chance at early retirement. Hot Next Gen Careers, LLC, is at the cutting edge of next generation careers. Secure a brighter future. Contact us today for more details.
This is only part of what needs to be looked at. You need to hire a media placement specialist. This to me is very important. You are already at a poor location and you need all of these subject matter experts on your site to help you to make impact, to help you to optimize the cash flow of your business. And this has to be done in a very clinical manner. And hiring a media placement specialist is one of that specialists that you need on your site to help you to achieve a clinical objective. Now, let me explain this a little bit. To produce the ad, or let me begin here, to hire the advertising copywriter, to hire the graphic designer, to hire the videographer, to produce commercial, and then place that commercial into communication channel. The placement of that commercial into the communication channel has to be studied. So the same effort that you have to put into producing the ad to appeal to the ideal client so as to achieve impact and achieve the business objective to cash flow, the same effort has to be placed into placing the ads into communication channel. So whether you are using mass media, social media, the metaverse, or independent communication channel to get the information out to the ideal client, your subject matter expert, the media placement specialist, should understand the process of placement. I want to put some emphasis here. In placing the ad into mass media, radio, television, and newspaper, you want to be asking yourself, how relevant is this communication channel to the ideal client? Because it is by establishing relevance of this communication channel to the ideal client will tell you if it makes sense in the first place to place the ads into this communication channel. It may be relevant, but in terms of radio and television, what is the best time to run the ad? You see, there are many persons that may just say, run the ad any old time, but there are times that when you understand your ideal client, you're fully aware that at the specific times, they're completely non-available. And you see, radio and television are not like social media. When the ad runs at this particular time, there's almost no way to recapture that. You see, social media, you may run the ad at a particular time, but because it has the potential to repeat the runtime, to repeat the airtime, you are still lucky enough to get the information. Unlike mass media, unless mass media is now cooperating with social media, all right, or transferring its content over to social media. So all of this is a work of art that you need to understand when you are attempting to position your brand, your business, to enhance its visibility. These are important concepts that you need to understand, because failing to understand this means that you can invest hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and possibly millions of dollars to enhance visibility because you're at a poor location or a right location, but you will simply want to increase visibility, and your advertising dollar is going to waste. So when you are getting low organic site visit by the ideal client, whether you're at a strategic point or a non-strategic point, and you want to enhance visibility, reach an impact through advertising, it makes a lot of sense to hire these experts, to think about these expertise in a strategic way to ensure that you are not engaging in wasteful spending. So let's move on to look at another topic. I want us to look at low organic sales turnover. Now, because you're at a poor location, what is likely to happen? You're likely to get low organic sales turnover. All right? Low organic sales turnover. Again, when this is true, you will have a high budget to create compelling reasons for the ideal client to do the site visit. Again, here is where you can begin to look at how to leverage a poor location to achieve your competitive advantage, because you're now forced to think of new innovative creative ways to pull the ideal client in. You may have a high budget to create compelling reasons for the ideal client to visit your location. And let's look at an example. You're at a poor location, but you are clever enough to identify people, your ideal client, based on their biodata markers. And when you look at their biodata markers, you begin to recognize that much of their needs are not being met. Perhaps they are getting access to particular goods and services, but they are starved of healthy recreational activities for self and family. So what you have done, you have incorporated these compelling reasons for them to visit your site. It could be a casino, it could be a recreational park, it could be all of these different things. But what you have done, you have thought through it using data, demographic biodata, psychographic biodata of the ideal client to help you to incorporate all of this into your business model as part of your compelling reasons to invite the ideal client, to inspire, to motivate the ideal client to want to visit your location. These are all strategies that can be done, has been done, and will continue to be done in order to help businesses to attain a competitive advantage. And these are things that you should know. These are things that you can apply. However, it's important to also recognize that a lot of what I'm talking about may be capital intensive. All right. It may be capital intensive. All right. And you need to be completely aware of this. As you focus on poor location and strategies that you can use, as you build out this environment to attract the ideal client, you are incorporating exclusive ambience and aesthetics and high impact appeal into that location. So it has this psychographic, psychological effect on the ideal client. And again, this is going to be high budgetary allocation to make all of this happen. And this is another reason why, as we do the SWOT analysis, we always emphasize that you need access to capital, and you shouldn't wait until you're ready for capital to start thinking about your need for capital. An opportunity may be right in front of you, but because you don't have access to capital, you can't capitalize on it. So it is not, an opportunity to you. It's not a viable market to you. It's a viable market, but you are not positioned to capitalize on all of this. And when you do the SWOT analysis, when you are fully understand how to implement the ideal client stress test ladder, it literally prepares you to deal with all of this.
Elevate your business with 10X Branding and Marketing LLC. Our expert team specializes in enhancing your brand's visibility and connecting you with your ideal clients. We employ strategies that increase reach, leaving a lasting impact and driving client conversion. Trust and credibility are vital in businesses and excel in building them even with a limited budget. Our cost-effective approaches ensure you get the best results without overspending. Ready to boost your business cash flow? Contact us at 332-235-T99 and let 10X Branding and Marketing LLC guide you to success. Our focus is on elevating your visibility, which directly translates to growth. Experience the power of effective branding and marketing with us and witness your business thrive.
Now let's go one step further. High budgetary allocation to promote compelling reasons. Again, because you're at a poor location and you're now innovating these unique approaches to appeal to the ideal client, to make high impact with the ideal client, it's going to cost you to do all of that. And then it's going to cost you to produce the advertising content and to publish the advertising content to reach the ideal client. And you may have to go through all of this using the mass media, radio, television, newspaper, social media. You have a plethora of social media, those that are relevant, the Betterverse, and independent communication channel. All right, you may have to do all of this. So it's going to be capital intensive at the beginning. All right, now you're going to have high budgetary allocation to design and promote online shopping. Now, here is where it's beginning to get a little interesting, and here's where technology is now coming in. So regardless of your location, you are able now to use technology to still help you to optimize your sales objective, your impact objective. So you now have to start thinking about high budgetary allocation to design and promote online shopping platform. So in this case, you need to build out your e-commerce platform. You need to build out within the e-commerce platform an integrated payment system, because here is where location doesn't matter, because you're building out your e-commerce platform, allowing persons to shop at your platform from anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. And this is my point. Technology is quickly removing the challenges associated with poor location. So I've given you some solution if you're in a poor location, what to do. But I'm saying to you also, technology is helping to remove the challenges associated with poor location. So several things is happening here. You're able to fix the challenge on the ground with a poor location, but you're now also able to incorporate technology, giving you an opportunity to reach people all across the world to optimize impact, to optimize your sales objective, cash flow optimization. This also means that you have to create a strong value chain management system. So we cover three things here: high budgetary allocation to design and promote online shopping platform. And some of the things that you have to consider is building a strong e-commerce platform, building out integrated payment systems that allows you to receive money from anywhere in the world, do the currency exchange, and ensure that you get what is duly yours. You also have to ensure that you have a strong value chain management system. So when someone makes a purchase of a good, your value chain is able to easily transfer that product across location, geography. So whether the geography is a local or national, regional, or international, you have a value chain system set up to help you achieve this. Now, all of this can be capital intensive, but again, technology can reduce the challenges in all of this. I want to talk a little bit more about technology. Technology is quickly removing the barriers of poor location because you have multiple of this to speak to. You may have a client in some distance, a high-paying, high-value client, some distance. You may have multiple of these clients, but they are somewhat distant. And again, how can you leverage this poor location, adopt relevant technology to differentiate in your business model? What can you do? All right, what can you do? Let's talk about this briefly. There's AI assisted delivery and driverless vehicle. Let me repeat this. There are AI assisted delivery. I mean, this is very new information to, depend on where you are in the world. But there are AI assisted delivery and driverless vehicles. Yes, today in some parts of the world, you have a vehicle, it's driverless, meaning that you don't have to pay someone to get the good to the client. You have a vehicle, you can place that product into the vehicle, and you program the computer, the vehicle, whatever that is, to deliver the goods to a precise location. And again, you also have AI that can extract that product from that vehicle and deliver it at the doorstep of the ideal client. So with this development of technology, I want you to just imagine this. You have hundreds of AI assisted delivery, hundreds of driverless vehicles that is aiding you to reach your demographic at a localized level, all right, at a national level. Just think about all of this. Now, all of this is quite possible in today's world with technology. And, the thing about technology is that as I prepare for this program, one of the things that I recognize is that the content that we have studied many years ago in terms of marketing and in terms of management and in terms of market integration and market differentiation has changed tremendously over a 20, 30-year period. It has changed tremendously because back in those days, we could not have reliable talk about, AI assisted delivery and driverless vehicles. While it was some kind of conversation, it wasn't actualized as yet. Today, in some parts of the world, it is actualized. And because it is actualized, you can adopt these technologies to your business model to differentiate your business from your competition, regardless of location or not, and you can attain the competitive advantage. There's also drone technology, and drone technology is another leap in the game because while road technology may interface with traffic congestion, drone technology is now able to help you to deliver products and services with speed. So that is another competitive advantage. Now, that is another differentiating factor that you can incorporate into your business model to win in the eyes of the consumer, because drone now don't have to worry about air traffic, not so much like if you're using road transportation to get the good to the ideal client. So these are new technology that you can consider as you think about your strategic location, your poor location, and things that you can do to really help you to make a smarter business decision. So I just want to quickly recap some of what we looked at today. Today, we looked at negative impact of poor location. I begin this program today by looking at the impact of low organic visibility. We examined the impact of low organic site visit by the ideal client and how to change that. We look at low organic sales turnover, and to correct that, what you need to do. We also begin to look at high budgetary allocation to increase visibility and sales. And then we ask the important question, does location really matters in the eyes of technology? Now, you'll be a judge of this based on everything that I have shared with you today. You'll be the judge of this. Does location matter? If not, why not? I need to have your views. You can share in the chat your thoughts on what we have discussed today. These are concepts that I just want you to pause a bit and think about, because what I'm saying to you also, and we are doing this analysis from looking at the ideal client stress test ladder. In starting a business and attempting to scale a business, you need to have the right information. If you don't have the right information, it's going to undermine your ability to achieve the business objective. And all of the things that we are discussing today is to ensure that as you get into business, you're able to look at the various options that are available to you. You're able to look at the market realities and put yourself in that position of strength to make a highly informed and educated decision about what you are getting into. All right. You owe it to yourself. Remember, it has been such a pleasure being with you, and I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share so you will be the first to get this content that we're bringing to you on a regular basis. My name is Gary Thompson, and it has been such a pleasure being with you today. Look forward to being with you in the next broadcast. Be blessed.
Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York do more than just support our clients to pitch their businesses to investors access working capital at 0% APR. We also support our clients to grow and scale their businesses faster and cash flow optimize. Pitch Deck 101 LLC recent partnership with 10X Branding Marketing LLC and Global Capital Inc. out of the USA has enabled us to form unique partnership with multiple financial institutions, which means we can do even more to accelerate the success of our clients. Let Pitch Deck 101 LLC give you the support you need to pitch to investors, access capital, access new markets, and grow and scale your business. Contact us now on 332-235-1099 for a free consultation.